Hello. All right, I think I got everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to the after show. Bubba's not here. He had some shit he had to deal with. He'll be back tomorrow morning. No problem. We got the after show covered. Actually, exactly when we said we were going to be on, between 10:15 and 10:20.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, donkey teeth.
Got you at a cool 10:17. Yeah, donkey teeth, motherfucker. Just kidding. We are about a week and 2 days out from my DJ debut. I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm terrified I'm going to fuck it up.
Uh-oh.
But it's going to be a good show. Either way, it's going to be great because if I nail it, it'll be awesome, and if I don't, it will be hilarious. So either way, it's going to be good.
Compelling.
Yes, it's going to be compelling content, compelling radio on the Twitch stream, which is going to be March 24th. It's next Friday. So get your pockets ready for that, to throw down some serious cash because, unfortunately, we were unable to do the Bubba 199 last month because we ran into a few issues, and that's all we're going to say about that. 813-90-BUBBA if you would like to contribute to the conversation. We might take some calls. We might not. We got a lot of things to kind of fill in, to backfill, a lot of things going on in our personal lives and around the world. But most importantly, I really, truly, I know everyone wanted me to think that I was pregnant earlier today, but I don't think that I am. I've heard from a lot of women that they know, even if they've never been pregnant before, that they just feel different. And I mean, yesterday I was just kind of gassy. I just felt like shit. I had a little bit of a headache, and I feel like that all the time. So nothing unusual there. And if there was a baby in there, it's dead now because Saturday I fucking killed that baby.
My God.
Badly. That poor fucking baby is dead. So I don't think that that's an issue. Unfortunately, I'm kind of bummed about this. And let me know, 813-90-BUBBA, if you're planning on going to this locally. Reggae Rise Up.
Oh, yeah.
Reggae Rise Up.
Yeah, I saw an ad yesterday that said the sun's out, shiny, come and check us out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you going?
No.
Oh.
And I don't think I am either. And here's the thing, Lummy. I don't even like reggae music that much. But do you know what I do like?
Drugs.
Correct. Ding, ding, ding. I don't know where the ding, ding, ding is, but yeah, you're correct. But what I love more than drugs is probably free stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, so I like doing local stuff. Here's the thing. I'm always thinking, what can I get for free? Because I like the chase. I like the hunt. The hunt of the free is my favorite game. I reach out to people to go to events I don't even want to go to. I just want to see if I can get free tickets. It's the challenge that I enjoy. So Reggae Rise Up is kind of like a big local thing if you're in Tampa, St. Pete area. It's a 4-day festival. And I thought it'd be good content. I go fucking maybe smoke a little weed, get some footage, and enjoy a free concert with my friends or friend or whatever, whoever.
I mean, I was going to go originally.
Yeah, and then we weren't sure if you were or not.
Well, is it a yoga thing?
What?
I'm on their site.
Even I heard Rhett say, what?
Yeah, Red said he's going.
Festival Yoga Flow on Reggae Rise Up, Florida.
I think that's like a morning deal. They do yoga on the
morning,
pier.
They're going to do yoga or something.
And
no, I mean, it says every day.
Maybe it's every day, but it's certainly not part of the music festival.
Not part of the Reggae Rise Up.
And maybe they do it on site. I could fucking imagine some people doing some yoga, some white people with dreadlocks doing yoga. That doesn't seem out of question. But that's really not the main draw. I think Revolution and Wiz Khalifa's going to be there, and it's a full 4-day festival. And I really hustled hard for these tickets because I wanted to get free tickets, and I was bothering this guy for fucking weeks, and he finally gave me 2 free tickets. So I was going to bring a friend, and then I look at the forecast, and it's fucking thunderstorms and raining.
Yeah, it's going to be shitty.
They moved the
Saturday.
Dying of the River to actual on St. Patty's Day.
Really?
Yeah, they moved it to Friday, which I
When
don't
was it supposed
understand.
to be?
River?
Saturday.
Oh, okay.
The Hillsborough River, right?
Well,
Yeah.
They did the tests last week.
But I don't understand why they wouldn't do it on St. Patty's Day.
because the actual River Fest is on Saturday or whatever it is.
The 18th, you can't be celebrating shit afterwards.
No shit.
I know.
You
That's
gotta
what
always
doesn't
do it
make sense.
before. Yeah, like when you celebrate your birthday after it's already happened, it's the worst.
But they did St. Patty. I think they did a St. Patty's Day parade last Saturday.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
Huh.
they did because my buddy Lou went.
Oh,
or
that
he
would
worked it or
explain all the
something.
beads.
Yeah,
Yes,
but
yes.
then they're gonna do the River Fest and all that stuff the day after St. Patty's Day. I don't know.
I don't know.
Listen, this is Jane Castor's world. We just have to live in it, unfortunately.
That's a great point, Lummy. It sure is.
You voted for her, let me.
Oh, I did not. I wrote in Bubba the Love Sponge.
Yeah, just because she's a piece of shit. But anyways, so regular Rise Up, I don't think is going to happen for me. I'm certainly not going to try to force feed myself some reggae when it's raining and it's thunderstorming and nobody can go on Sunday. So it may be a wash, and I'm just going to have to get over that, which I was really looking forward to it. Not even because I really like reggae music that much. I
Red
don't.
has a question about it.
What about what Red? What's going on?
You got to turn his mic on, though.
I put Slate on.
Oh.
Are those tickets for a certain day?
No.
No, they're like general admission for.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, because I only wanted to try and go Thursday, Friday. I don't know if you still had plans to go or not, or if you were just gonna let those tickets go to waste. But I hadn't gotten mine yet.
Oh,
I
but
was gonna
you
ask who
reached
you were-
out to
I was
someone?
Gonna ask who
No.
you were bugging for tickets because the person I bug for tickets, I think is big time in me.
Oh, well, that's not good. Yeah, you really got to let Mike go, dude. I mean, he's not going to give you free tickets. So, let me look into that, because if I end up not going, like, I'll certainly give them to you. I don't know if it's like I have to sign in and it's my name, and then once it's my name,
Your tickets are at will call, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I will double check. I don't think I was sent like a PDF ticket or something. Just like here's a ticket. But I'll double check on that, Rev, for sure.
All right.
And I'll let you know. Most definitely. So yeah, that's a situation we're dealing with. I also wanted to bring in, and I already greenlit this situation, so I'm allowed to talk about it, but I do have to be vague. Blitz kind of already knows about it. It's a fucking weird situation. I've dealt with a lot of friends and their relationship issues and tried to help them through things as they've helped me through things. But I have a friend who I don't even this person is getting married tomorrow. And they just started a romantic relationship with this other person 3 weeks ago. And he's deciding to get married, and it seems like it might be one of these citizenship deal things, if you know what I mean. So I'll just say I have a friend from a country that's not the United States, and I'll just say it's a male, because whatever, it's fine. We can keep it somewhat vague. But he was in the States, living with a friend who was a girl who he's known for 15 years, say, okay? And they've been friends, and he was just here trying to, figure shit out. He's, around my age, and is just trying to sort his life out. So he moved to the States for however long his visa would allow. And he was asking me about, what he thinks I should do in regards to maybe pursuing this girl who's a friend who he's known for 15 years and really trying to take it to the next level. Romantically.
So they weren't before, though.
Apparently they hooked up once in like 2018 on a drunken night, which I was unaware of. I didn't know about that. I know both of them. I'm friendly with him. I met the girl through him, but everyone was all just friends and whatever. So I meet this girl, and it seems like she just got out of a bad relationship sort of deal with a drunkard who's threatening stuff and showing up at unannounced hours and things like that. And so she had told him, like, I'm not looking for anything. And I don't know if she even said that, like, to him as if he was going to try, or if she was just kind of making a blanket statement to, I'm not dating. But she encouraged him to date. And, it seemed like she maybe just bought a house somewhere and wanted the company. And it seems like she has trouble being alone. And I don't mean alone necessarily in the romantic sense, but much like, Blitz sat next to Bubba and helped Bubba go to sleep while they watch Cheaters together. I feel like this girl's kind of has a similar deal where she just
some
doesn't.
people want other people there.
Yeah, just like some companionship. So my friend comes from another country and they're living together in this big house somewhere in America. And he tells me that, they have, I don't want to call it a situationship, but it's one of those things where they're not romantic, but they cuddle and they have like, things that you don't really do with, quote, a friend. And so I told him, I said, listen, like I have male friends. I don't cuddle with them. And even when I was single, I wouldn't cuddle with them because that's not really what friends do. So he's like, yeah, but I'm scared to kind of say something or do something because then if I fuck it up, then this 15-year friendship is down the tubes. So I was like, well, unfortunately, this is where you have to communicate. You have to start talking about shit like adults and just find out what's going on because what hung in the balance wasn't just a friendship, but it's his future. He wants to move to the States and all this sort of stuff. So I was like, you have to communicate. You have to say what's on your mind. So a few days after we have this conversation, he tells me like, hey, we're going to try to have a relationship, a romantic relationship. And he said it was really interesting and cool and fun because he already knows this person so well. But then it's all this new territory of the romantic aspect of things. So that was like, he was like, this is, kind of exciting and da-da-da. Well, yesterday I reached out to him because I thought he got deported back to wherever he is from.
Oh, nice.
Motherfucker tells me, he's like, nope, I'm still here and I'm getting married on Thursday. And I went, what the hell? So, called him yesterday just to get the details, and I'm like, what the fuck? So he's trying to make it work, and they need to get kind of married right away to suss it out with all the paperwork so he doesn't, he's not here illegally or anything. And once he gets married on Thursday, he's going to be stuck here for at least a year. He's not allowed to leave. So
now you started out saying it's a marriage of like
convenience.
But like legal status, basically.
Yes, yeah.
But like now they're romantic.
Right.
So that kind of.
Yeah, it was very strange because when he arrived in the States, that offer was on the table, but it was just strictly paperwork.
Now,
The marriage offer.
The marriage offer.
Is this female attractive?
She's all right.
Is he attractive?
Yeah, he's all right. Yeah.
Does one of them weigh over like 200, 300 pounds?
Maybe not.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not. Let's not ask any. I was
Gotcha.
need to make this as vague
We're not
and
dealing with
anonymous as
Brad Pitt
possible.
and Angelina Jolie though.
Maybe not. I don't
gotcha.
listen. I'm not saying what anybody looks like.
But they're like of similar age.
Yes, of similar age, and they've known each other for so long, and it just seemed so bizarre. And this person, the guy that I know he's a pretty measured person. He doesn't really do things out of the ordinary. And I think that this is kind of like, for the last several years, I feel like, and I even said this to him, I said, I feel like you've lived a pretty stale life over the past 5 years, and now you're doing something fucking crazy. So I think that is kind of giving him life to...
He's like lashing out.
Yeah, lashing out, but I think it's like he needed this sense of adventure. I know that sounds fucking weird, but maybe that's what some people need. So it's kind of like a weird situation where... And they've convinced both their parents that this is a love marriage. So the parents are flying in from wherever they're from, and the girl's parents, she's American, the mom's here now, and they're making it, not only they're going to the courthouse, but they're doing like a little beach wedding.
Oh, so they were having like an actual wedding.
Yeah. And apparently this beach wedding was organized before the bride knew about it. Because she's like, I don't want anything. I just want a straight paperwork, straight court documents, clean, cut, dry. And her mom found out about it and said, not on my watch. We're doing a fucking wedding with our feet in the sand. So then she had convinced my friend to buy some tickets for his parents to fly in. So now it's a thing. So it's very bizarre that they'll be married, and they just started, quote, dating between 2 and 3 weeks. Very interesting, very crazy stuff. 813-90-BUBBA. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. Well, here's the thing. Like, I don't believe in marriage at all. I think it's I think it's I don't want to say it's. I think it's fucking stupid because I understand. Here's the thing: it's fucking stupid for me.
Yeah.
Because number one, I have no faith in the government, and number two, I don't believe in God, and I'm not a religious person. So then you ask, well, what's the point of marriage? You know, at least that's how I feel. But I understand for like tax
I was
purposes.
gonna say,
and things like
unfortunately,
that.
you save money.
Yeah, you do, absolutely. But I don't like the idea of it. Probably didn't help that my parents got divorced, and I think that kind of changed a few things about how I view the institution of marriage. And you look at the statistics and all that sort of stuff. I get why people get married. It's just I don't think that it's something I need to feel fulfilled.
I think for most people, the big wedding is the waste. I think.
Yeah.
It's not the marriage; it's the actual wedding.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is a big waste.
Right.
Yeah, you had a small wedding.
With Sweet Lips Lou.
Yeah, pretty much. That was it.
Yeah.
As cheap as you can possibly go.
That's the best
Free.
way to do it.
Right.
Free outside.
It was weird because you didn't elope, but I mean, you eloped to Rick's on the River. I don't know how you would. You kind of did a J. Diaco, but not really.
Yeah, I mean, we had a plan. I mean, we were thinking about a wedding, and then we said that's a waste of money.
Yeah.
And it was during COVID.
Right.
Yeah.
So we said, let's just go down to the courthouse, get our paperwork, and then we found out when they could do the ceremony, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
What is it, the
legal processing and all that stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, and then you
the
just did.
certificate.
Oh yeah,
and then we
the
met-
marriage license.
Because once again, it was COVID, but Rick's on the River was wide open. So we said, well, if we do this, we can just invite some friends up after and have some drinks, and that's it.
Yeah.
How far in advance did you plan your wedding or getting married? Was it kind of a
No, we talked for like 6 months about it.
okay? Well,
Because we talked about actually having like a ceremony
right.
and doing stuff, but then we just decided it's a waste of money.
And then when
It
did who suggested Rick's on the River?
well, it was
'Cause I
kind
know
of
that's where you guys met, so there's some significance there.
that was one of them. I mean, it was also kind of like almost like a halfway between meeting with the Sweet Lips Lou and his wife, and since it was where we met, and like I said, it was open. They weren't closed. They weren't having 15 feet rule or whatever it was, and all that kind of stuff. So we said, well, let's just do it there.
Did you talk to anyone from management, or did you just go?
No, we just went and did it.
Okay, I didn't think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
the management there doesn't give two craps. about
right, they're
if you're
drunk.
And you
going to a
didn't,
party.
you didn't have like 40, 50 people showing up, so it wasn't like they weren't put out.
Yeah, I think after they're said and done, I think we had like 15, 16 friends show up.
Is it weird that like I wouldn't want a huge wedding or anything, obviously, but like a part of me kind of wants to have a party a little bit. Like I kind of want the celebration, but not in a sense where it's, we have to pick food and this. It's like, let's just all get fucked up. I'll DJ it. I don't care.
Well,
like that'd be fun.
Yeah, that's what we did pretty much. I mean, both of us were married before. Both of us had a big wedding before, and this one was.
Did I know that? I know you were married. I didn't know she was. But go ahead. Sorry.
But yeah, no, I mean, so pretty much we were like, well, now we're here, and everyone could just get fucked up, and if they want to buy shots, we want to buy them shots. It's on our tab, their tab, whatever. And we're not, spending $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 on a wedding.
Makes sense.
And then you feel like you're obligated to entertain.
Right.
Now it's like, oh well, you guys were probably going to come here anyways.
Yeah.
So let's have a party.
Yeah, I was talking about that. I don't know if it was with Blitz or someone else, but it just seems like the actual wedding is. I mean, I understand that people are like, "Oh, it's the greatest day ever," but you're so worried about entertaining and speaking to everybody and making sure you talk to grandma and auntie and your friend and this person and that person. It's like the time just slips away and you don't even really get to enjoy it for yourself because you're so worried about making sure if everybody else is having a decent time, sort of a deal. Which is why I love the bridesmaid angle, because you get dressed up. The attention is on you just a little bit. I don't have to socialize with anybody I don't want to, and I feel like I get a little bit of that fun, like the bride rub a little bit. So that's the best.
Now, Lummy, obviously, like before you had a kid and met Ashley, would you ever marry someone so they could get citizenship?
No, probably not. I mean, I guess you could say it depends
because on what they offered you.
Well, yeah, that and like how close we were as a friend.
Yeah.
But most likely, probably not. I mean, would you? If someone came to you?
No.
It would take a lot.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
And that probably
the Polish
probably
girl
no.
I dated, like that, the issue kind of came up, not really, but like it was, talked about. She was here legally anyway, and but so like they weren't going to deport her or anything, but like I wouldn't have done that.
Well, here's the thing: if it's actually like you love the person, but you're kind of shotgunning it, or you're just kind of accelerating it,
right?
Fine. But if you're truly just doing it as like a favor to a friend, then no, because what if you start dating somebody else and then you're like, well, I'm married, but it doesn't mean anything. It's like, it makes things so complicated.
Yeah, and trying to explain it to the person.
Right. And here's the thing. A lot of times when you hear about cut and dry situations, about like the situation I just told you about my friend, you're like, that seems preposterous. That seems insane. Until you kind of like lived it. Because I'm sure we've all had situations where you're like, well, I wasn't romantic with this person, but like, we did weird shit. It doesn't seem normal for like a guy and a girl to do together. Like I can say like when I traveled when I was in Thailand it was only 6 weeks because it was 6 weeks with my girlfriends and 6 weeks with my friend from university, where like weird stuff happened, but and he almost like fucked a what do you call it? Whatever. So like one of those, so all that sort of situation, but you're still like in close quarters. They see you doing weird stuff. They walk in on you in the bathroom because they're trying to fuck with you.
Right.
That sort of stuff. And so when I tell people that, they're like, how are you guys not hooking up? I'm like, we just did it. It was like a weird time. I was young. We were doing fucking weird stuff. We're traveling, So anyways, it's hard to explain a situation unless you live it. And then it really is kind of like a unique situation.
A lot of doesn't make sense until you do it. And you're like, well, of course it makes sense.
Right. Because if I were to, when I'm just telling people like my friend's getting married on Thursday, but to them it makes sense because they've known each other for so long and they know each other's issues and they're okay with it and they're going to try to make it a love wedding, even though it's kind of just on paper for now. But he told me, he's like, we're going to try to make it work and we'll see where we go. So,
and the other thing too is like, I don't remember legally, but like, she's kind of like responsible for him for many years, no matter what.
Yeah. Yeah. And they trust each other enough because they've known each other long enough that they both feel comfortable, or especially her, she feels comfortable, making that move. So, I wish him nothing but the best, and I'm gonna drag Blitz down there to celebrate with them once the wedding is over. So it should be interesting. Should be interesting stuff. Let's take a phone call. Hello, who's this?
White Iced Tea.
What up, White Iced Tea?
Hey, is your girl getting paid like for marrying dude so he could stay here?
I don't know. She's not getting paid. No.
An honest friend is the guy.
Yeah, my friend's the guy. Yeah.
Oh, your friend's the guy. Okay, well, yeah, like because my uncle back in 1988 in New York married some chick from Trinidad and got paid like $25,000, and this is in 1988.
Yeah,
and they're still married. To this day.
And it's like a love thing, or is it just a paper thing?
Yeah, they love each other now.
Okay.
He only knew her literally for he did it for the $25,000.
And it worked out.
And 1988, what is that, 35 years ago or something like that?
Yeah, it sure is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they got a nice house on Siesta Key. They're doing really well.
Okay, well, yeah.
And just and as far as for me and my wife, we got married 2009, New Year's Eve.
Nice.
And we went to the courthouse in Sarasota.
Yeah.
Got married, hired a catering company, and had a nice party at my parents' crib.
How many people, roughly?
It was about 50 people.
Okay, that's cool.
It was something that we already knew we were going to do. We were going to have like the super big church wedding. Yeah. We just went to the courthouse, and you'll be surprised how many people get married on New Year's Eve.
Now, why? New Year's Eve, of course.
For tax stuff. Yeah, that's what Lummi did, or close to it.
It was pretty neat. Yeah, so I just want to throw that out there. But anyway, Anna, you have a DJ name?
I'm working on it.
I got one for you.
Yeah?
Can I give it to you?
Please.
DJ Anna Knees.
Okay. Thank you. White Iced Tea.
There you go, White Iced Tea. Great name.
Suggestion.
I love it.
Yeah, when he said originally.
Anna Knees.
Yeah, no, we get it.
Yeah, we got it. Thank you. Hey, White Iced Tea, appreciate it.
Take care.
All right, bye.
Yeah, when he said, I thought at first he said New Year's Day, and I was thinking, why would you not do it the day before? It makes way more sense.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what Lummi, that's what you did, right?
Yeah.
It was the 31st or it was like the 29th.
Yeah.
That makes, that makes sense though. Like
29th.
Like it would be dumb to wait and do it at the beginning of the next year.
Get
Like
those tax credits.
Absolutely.
You get a good amount.
Yeah, I briefly mentioned this at the beginning of the show because it was exciting to me that I remembered it last night. But the Ides of March is today. I know you're a history buff, but I feel like anything before like World War I, you couldn't give a fuck about. So,
I mean, obviously, it's tough, but I mean, the Romans are very interesting.
Right?
Yes,
it was a fascinating time, a fascinating empire, and I think Julius Caesar is probably one of my favorite dictators of all time. Do you have a favorite dictator, Lummy? I feel like you must.
Yes, but I don't really want to mention it because
it's Hitler, isn't it? That's okay. That's okay.
But no, because see now it's even worse because I don't think that what he did was great. And it may just be the German
You're going to go
Empire.
on a limb and say that?
You're going to really put yourself out there.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, I think Blitz understands. Like, the German Empire, the amount of things that they were doing and the ideas that they were coming up with changed history.
They sure did.
Well,
not those
obviously,
ideas, but
not the way that is.
What's your favorite thing about Hitler? I know there's so many things. He had a lot of great qualities.
I like the way that the Germans, the infrastructure, with the roadways,
right?
His artwork.
He was an artist. If they just would have fucking let him into art school, we could have avoided all this bullshit.
It would have been totally different.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, like all the different things that he saw, like the high speed rails and these things in the 40s.
Okay.
That like that
the
whole
Autobahn.
He pulled the Germans out of destitution. I think things weren't very good right after World War I.
It was horrible. But I mean, just the planning and the different things that came after that whole thing. Like, obviously, if he wasn't just a complete asshole, dickhead, that, I mean, German could have been probably, would have been the superpower of the world.
Yes.
And it's such a small country. And
I
if
wouldn't
you
say small, but...
Well, you know what I mean. I'm saying compared to, like, the United States or China or Russia. Yeah. But, I mean, the amount of, like... planning and power and methamphetamine that he was taking and experience his brain being so far out there to think of all these things and having all these smart people.
He was really a luminary for his time. Now, wasn't he, Lummy?
Yes. Okay. Unfortunately, I mean,
he did a couple of bad things too.
He was a vegetarian. Did you know that? I think it was mostly for like health issues, but
and he probably did. And he did a lot of
He did a lot. He did a lot of ups. He did a lot of downs. He may have been a psychopath, but that's neither here nor there. Blitz, do you have a favorite dictator of history that you're just like, wow, nailed it?
No.
No.
Oh, come on.
Okay.
No.
I've always talked about my Napoleon. I've always had a thing for Napoleon, just because. Motherfucker was. Here's the thing: you really don't hear about men in high positions of power that were fucking short. It's really hard to convince a bunch of people, especially other men, that you're a leader when you're 5'7" and you have a limp.
Well, I just think it's odd that he had a Napoleon complex and he was named Napoleon and he was short.
Oh my God. The odds of that happening are just astounding. No, the motherfucker had like one leg that was longer than the other, so he walked with a hobble. Yeah. He was 5'7", depending on what foot he was standing on. And he ruled with an iron fist. And my favorite story about him is how he was ousted out of power and then just decides to come back. And it was called like the 100 Days or something like that. And he just marched back in. And it was a bloodless coup. Whoever was in charge at the time, maybe it was like some Henry the 18th or something. He just fucking left. And Napoleon took over for 100 days until he was expelled to Helena, which is an island off the coast of Africa, until he died 6 years later. But just an incredible story of a man who just had a gift, And Julius Caesar was a man who had a fucking gift.
Yeah.
He really was. Truly an incredible... I think he was the one that transformed Rome from a republic into an empire, I think, was. And under Julius Caesar's rule, and please correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't remember, all as much as I would like to from the documentaries that we watched together. Yeah, but the fucking birds, dude. The birds. Every scene was just like a stock.
Every transition showed the city and then a group of birds flying around,
and it was just the same image over and over again. I'm like, you're not fooling anyone. But I think under Julius Caesar, the size of the Roman Empire, republic to empire, grew 3x. Mm-hmm. Like, it was something insane. So you got to give props where props are due. I'm a big fan of Julius Caesar, big fan of Genghis Khan, especially people who come from being peasants. Like people like Mao Zedong who had nothing, just like a fucking peasant in China with fucking nothing, and then becomes like one of the most influential dictators of all time. Like although it's horrific, it's impressive. You know what I mean? Like Hitler. It's like, it's horrific, but you're like, oh my God, how did you get that done?
First off, I want to explain something too about the Hitler
Why
thing.
you love Hitler so much? Go ahead. Floor's yours.
No, that's not it. I guess you could say it's the infatuation with the whole World War II, because technically during that era, they came up with so many they came up with the jet, the jet engine.
Yeah, and dumbass Hitler said, "Nah, let's not work on that. No one cares about that.
Yeah,
Let's go."
That is true too. He said, let's put our efforts at other ways, but they came up with radar and different medicines.
Yeah, there was the time itself was cool,
correct,
because of all the technology.
Yes.
And that part, I completely agree.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because technically, if you think about it on the outside, if Hitler didn't do that, we probably would have been 10, 15, 20 years later down the road without those things being invented.
Yeah.
So it changed the world, obviously, but it also changed the world that we got. I think even the computer was started up during that time too.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, so a lot of things happened during that time.
Right.
Yeah, it did.
Now, do you have a reference? Are there other points in history, Lummy, that intrigue you, or is it really only just Europe, World War II?
I like the Japanese.
Within America,
I like the Asian.
You like the Asian? Okay.
With the
he likes the Asian part of World War II.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, but it's all about World War II for you.
The different islands. No, I like Vietnam. I like.
You like Vietnam. He likes Vietnam.
Korea.
Okay.
No, and I agree. So the World War II, and not even the wars. It's just the time it happened, and all the technology because of the wars.
Okay.
I agree with that. I find that all fascinating.
And you kind of just break it down and just see where it went wrong,
sure,
and who was taking different things, and how the U.S. was involved before they were involved,
right. And there was also a reference point, because our grandparents' generation, my grandparents were in the war; they were part of the war effort. So growing up, there was a reference point for I remember that. It was of recent memory in society where there were people who had lived through it. Many of them are dead now. But, when we were kids and grandmas were in their 60s, the war wasn't that long ago. Yeah. So I think that's also a reason why people are interested by it. But I don't know. I think go ahead.
Well, the interesting thing, sorry to cut.
No, please.
But Japan, small island.
Yeah.
Superpower. You know what I mean? That you don't think of it. Just like Germany. Yeah, Germany is obviously was large.
Size-wise.
Size-wise.
Yeah.
They were both dominating that time.
Yeah.
Germany was coming up with a lot of things. Japan was coming up with a lot of things. And there was a lot of things with
Japan dominated that area for a long time.
Yeah, but it's such a small area.
Yeah, it's
and
impressive.
Then they were doing all these secret things that you later find out, like the balloon, with the bombs and all these things that didn't work, but if they would have worked, you know what I mean? So you just start thinking about that, and how many, when the Germans were sending the submarines over, and the Germans were on, infiltrating our cities and getting into all those different things. I mean, you just keep finding out more, and it's just so interesting to see how close that technically we could have been fucked.
It's impressive, not necessarily in a good way, but it's still impressive.
Oh,
and
no doubt.
We were so close to almost collapsing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If one or two things would have just if Hitler didn't try to invade Russia, correct, in the winter. What could have happened? Yeah,
and it's funny because, like I said, I've been trying to learn a lot about China, especially within the last 100 years, and Mao Zedong, because before the last couple weeks, I just knew that he was a communist leader. I really didn't know anything about his life or why he got started, or what exactly he proposed and how many people he was responsible for killing and all that sort of stuff. But much like you said about Hitler, people like Stalin or Churchill or FDR, but especially people who ran autocratic nations and were able to convince millions of people to either turn in their neighbor or kill 6 million Jews or send, 20 million people to the gulags or whatever. The fact that you were able to, co-opt the minds of the people around you and scare them so intensely into constant fear of being killed or being exiled or being put in political prison or something like that is impressive. And the fact that it was just one man. Obviously, if everyone defected, there's no way that there would be, with Xi Jinping. I've heard some people say that he's pretty much the most he's wielded the most power of any dictator that ever lived. Like, I don't know how true that is, but the immense control that man has over the country, and how he doesn't have, like, the people around him only feed him good news because he gets very mad if he hears anything bad, and everyone is so afraid of him that they don't want to tell him anything that he doesn't want to hear. It's impressive because it seriously is just one man. Now, I understand that there's like a hierarchy. You know, he has guys that has guys that have guys that have guys that are, you know, that's kind of how you build this fear complex, is like, my immediate boss is going to kick your ass. My immediate boss, like, obviously Xi Jinping isn't going door to door, like ripping people out of their homes because of COVID. He has guys that do that. So it's just interesting how, you know, the power dynamic and the power structure exists. And it's something that seems to repeat, obviously, you know, with Putin or Xi Jinping or something like that. Mm-hmm. So I find it fascinating. 813-90 Bubba, but I would have to say Julius Caesar is certainly up there when it comes to favorite dictators. And just I guess with any dictator or person who's an autocrat in power. And I remember when we were watching the Roman, what was it called? Just the Roman Empire. It's like a 3-part docu-series, but it's well done. It's well produced, and I did learn a lot. But there was this, it was so funny because it was this juxtaposition, if you will, between wanting to acquire as much power as you could, but as soon as you hit like a certain peak, as soon as you started getting in positions of real power, then everybody was after you. So then you became paranoid, and you couldn't trust the people around you, and everyone was trying to kill you and take your power. And then that person would take power, and then they would have a swivel, you know, their head on a swivel constantly because they were afraid that they were going to get assassinated. So interesting stuff. We also have some good news coming out of the Catholic Church. This is something crazy, and I know, Lummy, you are our biblical scholar here. Pope Francis calls Catholic Church's ban on priests having sex temporary, opening door to review of 1,000-year-old celibacy rules. Now, let me ask you this, riddle me this. And I kind of made this statement last night before bedtime, and Blitz said that, you know, it possibly wouldn't work. Do you think that allowing priests to have sexual intercourse with, hopefully, adults,
yes,
do you think that would solve the problem, or is it something that's a lot more sinister than priests not being able to have sex with other adults, be they men or women, but probably women because it's the Catholic Church? But do you think that this is just something that wouldn't help the situation because they really want to fuck little boys?
I mean, Go ahead. She asked you, Anna.
Oh, yeah.
Let me?
To be honest, I think that it might have been maybe recently.
Okay.
I think it's kind of where the pedophiles kind of go. You know, they may not believe in, you know, the Bible and whatever, but they just see it as kind of like a breeding ground.
Interesting.
And they go there.
But here's my thing is, you asked, would it help at all? And I think yes. Okay. I don't know how much, but like, look, even if it helps a little bit, like, cool.
Yeah, exactly. If it helps a little bit, it will. But I also think that it might get, you know, different type of priests than there.
Yeah.
You know,
it might get more like predatory people because, like,
it's already predatory.
No, but like
in a good way.
Well,
what?
No, not in a good way, but like,
what are you saying?
Because like,
you mean in a better way?
Over 18.
Yes, over 18 is what I meant, but like, it'll open it up for like, that's okay, and then
I just don't know if this is going to help solve the situation or just open up the door to
because like if you tell a priest your secrets as like a female, then like they might use that against you to like get.
Oh, you mean if like
sex.
Janice comes in and is like, I'm a huge whore and I bang a guy because I'm addicted to dick.
Yeah.
And then he's like, well, let me see you in the bathroom in 5 minutes.
Right.
Yeah, because it's like okay now.
And then you like bless her right after.
But I guess like still it's still not okay until marriage, though,
right?
Right,
sex before marriage. Yeah, I would assume
Correct,
so.
yeah.
But even if you're, you know, holding it over these women, hopefully they would be adult women over their head. I think that would certainly be better than fucking little 8-year-old Johnny.
I agree.
You know,
I agree. So even if it helps a little bit, like it still helps.
Yeah, I don't know if it's really going to alleviate the issues. Because here's the thing, like, and not that I've been studying the Catholic Church, because I really have no interest in, the fairy tale aspect of things. But in terms of, and here's the thing, I'm not trying to defend the Catholic Church by any means, but they're not the only group of people where pedophilia exists, but it just seems to be such a pervasive it's like their thing. You know what I mean? It's not like a few bad apples. Of course, there's rabbis that touch kids. Of course, there's pastors or other sorts of monks maybe. But it just seems like the Catholic Church, it's their thing. And the problem is that when they find out about it, they don't just like. They don't subject them to punishment. They just seem to send them somewhere else where they can go and molest other kids somewhere else. So that seems to be the main issue. But I instead of just trying to say, well, they're bad and this and that, what I'm interested in is like, why is it such a pervasive issue? And a lot of people said that it's because the priests can't have sex, but I feel like it's not that. Because then wouldn't they just try to have sex with women?
Yeah.
Or would that, or the women have more agency because they're adults? And
Probably.
then so they're just like, well, you can't do that. I have a husband, whatever. So an 8-year-old boy is an easier target. It should just be interesting if they were to open that door, literally and figuratively, for the priests to have sex with, I'm assuming adult women. I would hope that it would kind of alleviate some of the, fucking little boy syndrome. So.
Yeah. Look, anything's better than not helping at all. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Hi, who's this?
Hi, this is Maria.
What's Maria from Guatemala?
Yes.
Yes. What's up?
I know you're not talking about it anymore, but just so you know, for your friend, it takes longer than a year.
Yeah.
I just finished my process, and it took like 5 years for it to be done.
To be like a citizen or to have your green card? Because he's
to be like a citizen. To get
right.
The
He's
green
not.
Card,
Yeah, he's just looking for the green card.
Quick.
It's quick.
Yeah, but the green card, he's gonna get a 2-year green card, which is like before he gets the 10-year green card, he's gonna have 2 years, and after 2 years, he's got to prove that he's still with her.
Yeah.
To get a 10-year
after 2 years.
Card.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's at least 2 years for the green card.
Okay.
Right. Because I know it was like, I want to say 5 or 7 years, like the person that sponsors you is like kind of responsible.
5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, he was talking about 8 to 12 months for the processing of a like a temporary green card.
The 2-year one.
Yeah.
Well, you get like a pink card. It's not a green card that just allows you to travel and work, and then you get a green card, which is only for 2 years, and then you have to go back and prove that you're still together, pictures and everything that you do together.
Right.
Bank accounts in common, taxes in common, and then you get a 10-year green card.
Okay. Yeah. So I get, he's in it for the long haul, I guess, which I'm excited about. Like, I he's a good friend. I'm glad he's around, but also I hope it goes well. So.
Yeah, it takes longer than that.
Okay.
I just finished mine, but mine, the lawyer said he's surprised it was kind of quick because it only took like less than 5 years for me to get citizenship.
Oh, wow.
Incredible.
So I'm done.
You're done.
Good, yeah.
You are an American citizen. Now, did you lose your Guatemalan citizenship or you didn't, or who cares?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
But I'm fixing to find out because election day is in June, and I'm going to go there and try to vote.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All
That
right.
works.
Excellent. Well, thank you for calling in. I appreciate it. You gave us some insight on the
thank
deal.
you.
Yep. See you
Okay,
later.
have a good day.
Bye. You
Bye-bye.
too. Hello. Who's this?
Hey, it's Scott. How are you doing?
What's up, Scott?
Hey, quick question for Blitz.
Yeah.
The Fun and Sun that's coming up.
Yes.
Is there a better day, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday? Is there what's the best day to go? Or they do the same show?
They do different stuff every day. The Friday and Saturday are like the 2 busiest days. Saturday is like the busiest day.
When are the Blue Angels going to be there?
I believe Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh, all 3 days?
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe even Thursday. I'm not totally sure.
All right, I just saw the sign for it, and I knew I could ask you, and I figured you'd know, man.
Yeah, and I
appreciate
believe
it, man.
Wednesday they do the night show, which is really cool. But I mean, you're going to want to see the main stuff. Probably I would either go, if you're going to go just one day, Friday or Saturday.
All right, thanks.
You got it.
Y'all keep up the good work.
All right. See
All
ya.
right. Appreciate you.
Where do they land? Like, where do they stay?
At the airport.
Like Lakeland?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if that runway was big enough for them.
Oh, yeah, it's a big runway.
Oh, okay.
Giant.
Because I was like, man, I can't imagine they would obviously fly back to Pensacola area.
No, because it's no. They stay here, and it's the main Amazon hub for the area now.
Lakeland is?
Oh yeah.
Did they just like redo it?
No.
Oh wow.
They've got a bunch of big hangars now. They added a bunch of hangars. The runway is still super long.
Oh okay. Oh wow. I did not know that. I thought Lakeland was always like a small airport.
It's big. It's real big.
It's real big. Yeah.
Busiest airport in the world that week.
Oh, that week?
Yeah.
Nice. I do want to cover this before we head out because I think this is the only cool thing from like having a lame job where you just like work at home. And I shouldn't say lame but here's the thing. Like, do you think you could ever really be passionate about a job where you were just working for a company like in your living room? I don't know. And here's the thing. Those people are making probably way more than me. So they're just like, fuck you, Anna. Like, I'm making way more than you. But also it's like it's probably not something that really gives them so much fulfillment and joy like this job does. But the good thing about those jobs, and this is something that has kind of skyrocketed since the pandemic, is something that they're calling digital nomads. So essentially, you know, it was a CBS News article. So they interviewed this girl who used to work for some sort of whatever company in San Diego. And she's like, you know what? I'm working from home remotely 100%. I'm going to go fucking work from home in Portugal.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
So she just up and left. And it's way more affordable in other places around the globe. A lot of people in Bangkok, a lot of people in Portugal and Lisbon. So she moved to Lisbon and she is working on California time. Mm-hmm. So she has like the whole day to herself till like 3:30, and then she works 3:30 to 11:30 every day.
I even know someone who like they either get up or they'll do it after their lunch, one of the two, and they like go to their beach with their laptop.
Yeah, that's what she was doing. She was surfing every day, working in the sun. And to be honest with you, that seems so fucking cool to me to be able to just get up and go because, again, who cares?
Or people, they'll do like the RV life deal. Like they'll get an RV and just start traveling.
Yes.
And then, like they park for a day, do their work, and then they can stay there for a week or two, do whatever they need to do, and then they're up and gone again.
Yeah, as long as you have a computer and some reliable Wi-Fi, you can pretty much work wherever. So that's the only part of, you know, this job where I'm like, man, is the fact that I wouldn't be able to do that. But I'm grateful that I can't do that because I think that working with other people, even if it's like in a cubicle setting, is better than working at home. Now, a lot of people who are working from home, you know, doing exactly that are saying, fuck you, Anna. Like, I'm saving so much time when it comes to the commute, mostly the depth of the commute, which is great. And they don't have to get dressed. They don't have to there's so many time savers with not going to the office. But I do think that just working from home day in and day out without a change of scenery, with that blending of home life and work life, it would rot my brain. Personally.
Yeah.
I think.
Like, it's also nice, though, if you have a kid, especially a younger kid, like, you get to be home with them. Even if there's, like, someone there to take care of them, like, you're still there around and they see you and stuff. Yeah, like, that'd be great.
No, I understand the convenience and the appeal of it, no doubt.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But I just think that, especially if you don't have kids, like it's just you and you live alone.
Yeah.
How the fuck are you supposed to have like team synergy or make friends or if you're single and it's like most people, if they don't meet on an app, like they're meeting people through their job as an adult, whether it be girlfriends, boyfriends, just colleagues, making connections. It's a lot better. You're going to have a lot stronger bond with someone when you know them in person versus if they're just some avatar on your computer.
Yeah.
So again, I kind of wish that I could travel a little bit more than I do, and some long-term traveling, like kind of what I did when I was in Australia, where I was able to kind of post up for a bit, and kind of understand the lay of the land and like really live somewhere else and understand the people that live there versus just, you know, going for a weekend. You're not really going to get a feel of any place. But Lemmy, do you have any like crazy vacation spots that you'd like to check out at some point?
You mean like outside of what I've already done?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to actually kind of go to probably some of the different Caribbean islands.
Okay.
The ones I haven't been to.
All right.
All the ones that start with Saint.
With Saint
Thomas.
Okay, Saint Lucia.
Yeah,
okay.
So all those kind of things. I think that would be really cool.
Okay, like, but to live though, or?
No.
No, to visit.
Okay, because I'm thinking like if you were to live I know you like Florida, but like politics aside, say you weren't just going to get beheaded, you know, would you like to check out, Kabul or Saudi Arabia, something like that. Just check it out, get the lay of the land, and
if I wasn't such a pussy on flying,
yeah,
sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if I could like guarantee I'd be safe, it'd be cool to check out.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go there.
I know you've got your eye on Japan.
Yes.
Is that mostly just because of the technology and?
It's just it like seems like a cool culture,
right?
I would just want to go check it out.
Yeah, I feel like you've already been there because you watched that guy who. What's his deal? Explain to the people.
I don't know. He just he goes into these weird hotels. Like they have weird hotels there.
He doesn't show his face. He just kind of films what he's doing.
Yeah.
And they have everything's little and organized.
Container hotels and capsule hotels where literally it's like a little locker you basically rent for the night. It's like interesting.
Right. And I've heard that from people who've traveled all over. They're like, Japan is just a fucking weird place.
Yeah, I just want to go check it out. It seems cool.
Yeah. People are going to probably give you a lot of stares because you're so tall.
Yeah.
I used to have a dance teacher who was this big buff black guy, and he was touring there for he would perform with Disney, and he said that kids would come up to him and be like, "Can I feel your muscles?" Because they thought he was made out of plastic because they'd never seen someone so buff and someone black, so they were very
so
intrigued.
He got a lot of pussy.
Well, he was gay, so hopefully he got a lot of dick.
Okay,
he got
a lot of dick.
hopefully he got a lot of dick.
All right, because.
Yep. Sports show up next.
Oh, it sure is. I forgot about that. I'm sorry, Lummy. Yes, sports show. Is it?
Come on! I thought you were a #1 fan.
No one loves sports more than me. You know that.
You are going to get on your phone when you leave here and listen to it
every fucking minute. Now I know it's you. It's Red. Will we be seeing Babyface? That's a no. Red, what say you? Is Babyface coming?
Jury's out.
I haven't told
Jury's
Brett
out.
yet.
Okay.
Yeah, jury is out. It's a 50-50 shot. We'll see
Tune
what
in
happens.
to see.
All right. Thank you guys for listening. We'll catch you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.